Greetings all, Vanny here for Libra's weekend reading. Libra, I apologize for the delay with the first half coming out yesterday. I had a pain in my eye, and it was around the same time that the solar flares were hitting Earth, so I just feel like I was really sensitive to it. Libra, the first card that came out for you is the Soul Passion. And very interesting that I had a pain behind my eye, and an eye card was coming out for you straight away. I'm being reminded of one of my favorite songs lyrics that states, "It's not how you look, it's how you see that defines true beauty." I mean, think about it. Everyone can look at a certain object, say, I don't know, just because it's on my desk, a lighter. And depending on your perspective and your relationship with that object, it will elicit different emotions. To some people, it is just a lighter, just something they don't really think about. For people that partake in certain habits, it is a reminder of that habit. Maybe it is something that you always saw like your father or your grandfather carrying on them, like they had a very special kind of lighter. So just something as simple as that, and that goes for every single thing in this world, including yourself. It's not how you look, it's how you see that defines true beauty. It's not how the object itself is, it's your relationship to that object and the energy associated with it. And a lot of that goes back to the soul and the passion. And this is also reminding me of your own art. You have groundedness and gravity coming out for you. I almost feel like this push and pull between logic and reason and creativity and expression. So like, someone has their head and their dreams way up here, but so much in their life requires them to be down here on a different level. And it's very difficult and discombobulating being pulled between those two energies. And I understand. Like, there are our everyday mundane world needs and obligations that we have to fulfill, but there is still what our soul wants. The passion that we share in ourselves. You have attraction and magnetism coming in. And I really feel like this is bridging those 2 points. Because there's the solar system there that the kid is gazing at. And then this one, you're surrounded by planets. Attraction and magnetism. The dreams that you have been manifesting are coming in very quickly. Please be mindful of the energy and the thoughts that you're carrying right now. Because everything right now is seeds and steps so that you can have what it is you were wishing for, what you were dreaming for, what you have been praying for and asking to create. The sun and the light is coming back in your life, but sometimes that means we have to watch the old world burn. Sometimes that means we have to watch something fall away so that we can rebuild from it completely brand new, with the Adams card coming out as well. At the bottom of the deck, you have speaking your voice, or speaking your word, voice. And speaking up, speaking your truth is something that I love seeing more and more of in our everyday world. Because from the moment we were born, we had the preconceived notions of who we had to be. Whether we were born as a boy or as a girl. And immediately, like, our rooms were filled with sports balls or dolls. And everything was made and framed in a way that, like, this is what you have to be because this is who you are. And what I love so much about the new generations and the world as it's evolving is people realizing they don't have to be something that they don't want to be. People are discovering what it means to be a true individual and having that harmony and balance that they need in themselves, because they are worthy of protection. They are worthy of protecting their light, their soul, their passion, that wonderfulness that makes them a little weird and quirky, erratic, whatever it is you need to say, Libra. You are perfect and you are abundant. Abundance can mean anything that you have in plenty, whether that is love, home, community, space. Oftentimes it does refer to money and resources, but it's not limited at that point. Because there is a point where money does not buy happiness. It buys things to make us happy or make us feel happy, and it allows us to have the opportunities, but it's us seeking that opportunity. It's us searching out for it and willing to engage with it that gives us the feeling of happiness, not the money itself. And so that separation of, I don't need to be chasing money because numbers never end and I will be chasing it for the rest of my life. I need to live my life now because that's what I'm working for. You have grounding coming out for you again. You're being asked to ground yourself. You're spending too much time in your head, and it's time to pay attention to your body and the earth. Go outside and plant yourself in the ground. Enjoy the centering feeling it brings. That's literally what I was saying with the gravity card. It's just like, so much is up here in the worry, in the unknown, in everything that is changing. And it's time to give yourself a little bit of compassion and heart, because your healing, your journey, it's going to be entirely unique. And that also means you do not have a roadmap. You don't have a GPS. There's no clairvoyance that you can turn on. Well, I'll be careful saying that. I'm speaking of clairvoyance like in Skyrim, where you just like cast a spell and it shows you where you need to go. Well, this is one of those quests where it says there is no direct path in this. You just have to jump in. Because there is no one gonna come down with a booming voice from the sky and say, you are the Dovahkiin, you are the blessed, you are the savior. You have to find the way to make that yourself. Because you already are that. You don't need a divine being. You don't need a reader to tell you you are worthy of your fucking life. We have Not My Circus, Not My Monkeys, and it's attached to the seahorse here. And it's reminding me that, like, the male seahorses are the ones that carry the children. And, like, they carry it on their bellies. Being paired with Not My Circus, Not My Monkeys, it's almost like the kids have grown up. We no longer feel for each other. And it is time to separate from this relationship. It's like an amicable divorce, almost. Like, and that might not be this case and situation for everyone. It could mean something entirely different. The charms are, and anything else here, are open to interpretation by yourself. What I state is just something that comes to me. It could mean something entirely different to you. And I invite you to try to figure those things out. Because that's how you hone your own skills. Because you have the ability to do this as well as I do. You have a turquoise piece coming out for you. This in particular is representation of the male ancestors that watch over you. Turquoise is a piece that Native Americans use to connect them to their ancestors because it is something that came from the mother. When miners and settlers were coming in blasting for gold, they just threw the turquoise out because it wasn't valuable to them. And the Native Americans who believed in not mining because it was a graping of the mother, they would take what was already thrown out by the white men and make it into their beautiful pieces of jewelry and ornaments because it was a connection to their ancestors. That turquoise color is also the color of the third eye chakra. Again, connecting them and having that sense of clairvoyance. You have happy coming out for you, and I believe that you will be happy. You have the dark sunflower moving to your own sense of light and joy. You have love coming out for you, and you absolutely are loved, dear one. You have a art palette, and faith can move mountains. So again, I was already speaking of you being an artist or a creator in some way, and there is something beautiful from your perspective and story that will be shared through your art. And that I feel this faith can move mountains. It is time for you to pour that faith into yourself that you've always poured and cared for other people. It is time for you to care for yourself in a way that you have never before, because it is your time, it is your life, and it is your opportunity to make everything of the rest of your world. Have a beautiful day, Libra.